So it looks like we are off. He is playing that Drampa Garbodor deck that basically just a ton of people played, or not even really a ton, like 4 or 5 people played in Dallas, but all 5 essentially made day 2, and then 3 of them made top 8. Like, this deck took the tournament by storm, unfortunately kind of petering out at the end with all 3 losing in top 8 as well.
Yeah, it wasn't the best finish to the day for those players with the Drampa Garb. You know, they made it in there, but weren't able to advance. We do see it starting out with its Oricorio over there, but on the other side, you know, not the most obvious of starts with the Remoraid, but a Brooklet Hill means it's not going to be the only thing on Albert's bench for long.
Yeah, and there we see the Landorus EX from Boundaries Cross coming down from the Brooklet Hill. Same attack as Buzzwole that we see so rampant with Hammerhead, at least 30 and then 30 to your opponent's bench. Yeah, but it presents a different weakness.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of variety, and I think in this matchup, you know, you can tell it's what he's going to need to be relying on without the psychic weakness, meaning the Trash Lunch Garbodor is not going to be doing as much to him. And not as easy a knockout, still a potential knockout. We've seen how strong Trash Lunch is, but overall, you know, it's going to help out.
Yeah, and I think one thing we can see from Albert doing his turn is I think his entire deck is completely maxed out in rarity. We see the full art gold Ultra Ball discarding a full art Cynthia and rainbow rare Lycanroc GX to get that rainbow rare Tapu Lele GX, getting the full art Karina. It's gonna be, we're gonna be blinded by Albert's deck.
Visual challenge, I think, is this one. I don't think there's gonna be anything less than impressive. Is that even a reverse holo Remoraid?
Reverse holo Remoraid, reverse holo Brooklet Hill.
Oh my, this is shiny. The Magpies love this one. Let's play the guessing game.
I think that might be a Buzzwole.
Yeah, well, we know it can't be the EXs. The EX only going up to full art, the rainbow art. Obviously something newer. The reverse holo Floatstone as well from the Karina. And
but he chose the wrong Floatstone art. That's disappointing to see.
Bit of a letdown, really, at the end of that turn.
Yeah,
not the one.
Like, you could do better, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I do prefer that other Floatstone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Max Elixir coming down. Does he hit that fighting energy? No. We actually saw 2 Wishful Batons as well. Card that hasn't really seen play except for like a niche deck in that Shining Genesect Venusaur from Memphis.
I don't know if I saw it, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't. Well, what is the A spec that we see from Albert's side?
Scramble switch.
I believed it to be the scramble switch. I saw the large button and was, you know, we usually see computer search, the odd dowsing machine, I guess, but you know, one of those options to just manipulate all your energy really quickly.
Yeah. I actually have a funny story about Scramble Switch.
I would like to point out before you tell the story, it's a full ultra rare energy. Hey, big spender.
Welcome to Pokemon. Alright, but big story about Scramble Switch. Kind of distracts a little bit from this game, but we're really just going to see a retreat and a pass. Joe Sanchez, he's making it into day 2 with Groudon. Last round, I think he was playing Travis Nunless. He was playing a big name player, and he had 150 damage on 2 Primal Groudon EXs. And like one of them was fully charged up in the active. What he did was Scramble Switch the Groudon to a Tapu Lele, move the 1 Psychic from the Groudon to Tapu Lele, Tapu Kier, heal both Primal Groudons.
That's what you Scramble Switch.
That's
the big plays. Finally, it's Azul's turn. We can actually see Azul's cards a little easier there. A couple of Tapu Leles coming down. Alongside the Trubbish that's already on the bench and the Oricorio. The big play you were looking for earlier, I don't think is going to be that possible against these kind of big basics.
Yeah, exactly. And your best attacker probably right now is Tapu Lele GX.
Give up the Oricorio and basically play the 7-prize game.
Well, not even that, because one of your main attackers is
a 1-prizer, yeah.
Garbodor with his Trash Lanch.
I mean, it would be good if he can catch these Buzzwolves in the active. That'd be great news for him, but
So if he did hit the energy, he can actually Revelation Dance for 60, which is not
Not
an
embarrassing.
important amount of damage.
I mean, it's certainly an option. He's got the tool attached there as well.
But you have to remember, double colorless though kind of hurts.
Both of us just oohing at the sight of a double colorless on the Oricorio. Not
Oricorio? Oh, it's weak to psychic.
it is.
We are terrible at this game.
and he
Oricorio's amazing.
He gets the choice band on there, so Oricorio putting in work. And the worst bit, the most galling thing for Albert in this one, it doesn't do anything unless there's a stadium card, and he put the stadium card down.
Oh. And man, this is why he plays Landorus in a deck. I think he plays 2. It's to mitigate that psychic weakness, usually against like Night March and their Pumpkaboos.
Yeah.
But here it's for Garbiters and Oricorios.
Yeah, I mean, the Oricorio, if it can consistently put down 120 damage on these Buzzwalls, is...
Yo, hold on. What if he goes Scramble Switch, Strong Energy, Lands Judgment, Knockout?
I'd enjoy that play.
Yeah?
I think I want to see that. Now
I think it'd be good. He actually chose not to Field Blower the Choice Band off of the Oricorio. And then Juniper's for a brand new hand of 7.
Yeah, it's Juniper, not the usual Sycamore, but you have the option in Expanded.
You have the option.
And I think Juniper full art looks nicer, so that's probably influenced his decision.
Oh yeah, since he plays all full arts, it's better. But I like the regular look of Sycamore.
Yeah, the day-to-day Sycamore, but when you're going out at the weekend, it's got to be a Juniper.
And here we are at the weekend, round 9,
yeah.
Costa Mesa.
So I mean, it's put him in a good position all day so far. So
there we see the Ultra Ball coming down, discarding 2 full art supporters, getting that auxiliary. Very important for this deck to really function. We were talking about how you really charge up just like one attacker and go from there. And auxiliary is just kind of your catch-all. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a few prizes early. If they knock me out and end me, I at least have some backup with Abyssal Hand.
Right. Gives you that option to...
And honestly, if we would have seen a Wishful Baton there, attach it to the Buzzwall, so it gets knocked down, you're like, okay, I'll move all my energy to Landorus now.
Yeah, there's Wishful Batons that we saw off the failed Max Elixir.
Yeah.
Would have been really nice, but... Apologize for the inconsiderate additional colours on the screen. You've obviously got enough colours coming over from Albert's side of the field, so be curious to see, how that one goes.
But we do see the teammates from Azul here searching his deck for any 2 cards. Double colorless will be one of them, just because it's a clean knockout with that Tapu Lele GX.
Yep, it's pretty easy, and this is, again, the plight of the Buzzwall deck. You put everything in the Buzzwall to swing for its bigger attacks, and then you can just lose the energy so quickly.
And see, I think that's where Albert found a way to go around that with Wishful Baton.
Right.
It's just unfortunate he didn't have
one in play. Yeah, it's a card that's been overlooked, since it came out merely a couple of sets ago now. A lot of people just not too fussed about it in the slightest, but...
I think the one thing that kind of holds us back is it only moves basic energy.
Right,
and with the deck like this, you kind of strong energy, and then other decks play double colorless. It's the reason why it was so good in the Venusaur deck, just because all your grass energy are essentially double grass energies.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. Here comes the double colorless down onto Tapu Lele.
Oh, and we have to think how many items Albert has actually used in this game. I know there's a couple Ultra Ball, and then maybe a couple Max Potions as well.
Max Elixirs.
Max Elixirs, sorry. It's been a long day.
I was like, Max Potions? That'd be great right now. Not really, he's got the energy on there, but it'd be nice to heal off some damage.
So, yeah, it's to think about only 5 items in the discard. It means a Trash Land takes a knockout on a Buzzwall GX.
So does the energy drive from Tapu Lele as well.
Alright, and there's another energy going into Albert's hand. Does he have the resources to actually get another attacker set up and take control of this game.
Well, he's going to try setting up the Landorus EX. Maybe get a Hammerhead down, weave in a little bit of damage. He's going to... is he playing the Guzma?
Yeah,
there he
Guzma,
is.
Trubbish.
Bring up Hammerhead.
Kind of like, okay, I'm not going to be able to knock this out, but I'm going to spread some damage, soften some stuff up.
Right.
And then try to get set up that way.
Certainly one of his better options right now is to just spread some damage and try and pick things off later.
We do see the Brooklet Hill being used by Albert. Interesting to see what he actually gets. Maybe he plays a card like Regirock EX to boost his damage.
Yeah, try and get it.
But he looks like it fails.
Yep, nothing coming out from that one.
Oswald's kind of bad to get when your opponent has that Garbiter in play.
Right, that's going to be the biggest problem. The 30 damage from Hammerhead being split between the Trubbish in the active and the Tapu Lele on the bench as another Trubbish hits the field, and Sycamore for Azul gets his hand nice and fresh.
I would also like to note that we might see a tool drop come into play later on in this game as well, because there's 3 tools on Albert's side of the field.
Right, I mean, that would be a big one. That's, you know, why people bring the variety of Trubbish here. We do see the Floatstone on the one that was caught in the active turned into the Garbotoxin variety, so no more abilities, no more Abyssal Hand.
And yeah, this deck really just is Lele with Garbiter backup.
Right, I mean, the Lele...
you don't have access to Drampa just because your opponent's going to knock him out in one hit most of the time.
Yep, Lele putting a solid 90 damage down on Landorus EX. And of course, you know, if he doesn't have an answer to Tapu Lele this turn, he needs to get rid of Landorus. It sits on just 180 hit points, which means it's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as beefy as that Buzzwole with the 190.
It makes all the difference.
It really does. 90 damage is very easy to hit in this format.
I mean, in the game in general, 90 has been such a well-used number. You know, we think about Night Spear and, you know, the Glaceon with the same effect.
Yeah,
it's
Frost Bullet.
Frost Bullet. So it's always something to do with their typing and then a projectile. All right, something arrow. There must be a water arrow. I'm making it up now.
Well, like Razor Leaf from Decidueye.
Yeah.
90.
Makes sense. But does it put 30 somewhere on the bench?
No, but its ability puts 20 anywhere.
Oh. Would you rather have 30 one place or 20 anywhere? Do you see the
yeah, just the good old Hammerhead.
60 and 30 on a different Pokemon on the bench there. But it looks like Tapu Lele is just going to kind of do it on its own, I want to say. I
would also just like to point out that the choice band on the Landorus is not a gold choice band, so...
Oh no. Somebody alert Albert.
Yeah.
We'll speak to him after the game. It's not on, is it? I think he's let himself down a bit there.
Energy on the Trash Lanch, Garbiter on the bench. Really just a catch-all card. There will be plenty of items in the discard after this turn.
Another choice band going in, and we've already seen a good amount make their way into the discard. It looks like Azul's going just Tapu Lele.
Yeah,
mode.
it's aggro Tapu Lele. And he actually retreated the one with 60 just because the Sudowoodo with the Watch and Learn can actually copy Energy Drive and take the knockout with that choice band.
Right.
So why give up unnecessary prizes, even though you are losing a double colorless? It's something that you really have to think about and kind of deny some of these prizes from your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, he's put the Octillery up. We do see there is the Lycanroc on the bench.
No, that's the Tapu Lele.
Oh, the Tapu Lele.
Yeah.
My apologies. But I mean, the Tapu Lele would just...
Oh, there is the energy off the Max Elixir, though.
He's got to go for it with the Sudowoodo, I think. But I mean, if he leaves it there and the Sudowoodo just gets knocked out the following turn, then...
Well, it will, just because Sudowoodo, like, Max Elixir just got added to it. The tool from Landorus just got added. That's at least 6. That's enough to knock out Sudowoodo.
Right, you can just start swinging with the Trash Lanch at this point. We know there's going to be plenty in there. You see Azul actually just having a peep in the discard.
Just a peep.
Confirmation. I think that Trashalanch is going to do what he needs.
And there is the Regirock coming down, meaning he will be able to hit that 120 damage. Ooh. Oh, another energy. So 140. That is enough to take a knockout with energy drive, thanks to Watch and Learn from Sudowoodo.
Yeah, I mean he needs to play to that out. But again, you know we've talked about it a lot.
Oh, does he not?
No, have we not done the math on this one?
Probably not, because we're bad. 130, 140. Oh, the Garbodor. Oh. That's heartbreaking.
That's galling, because now you've just pumped all your energy onto a Sudowoodo that's about to get hit by Energy Drive.
No, not even Energy Drive. It's just going to get hit with a Trashalanch.
I mean, there's so many options. Pretty much hit by anything on Azul's side will do it at this point.
Yeah, this has been just the game for Azul right now.
Been tearing it up in this one.
And the Parallel City coming down, just even further pushing Albert out of the game. And the Fuel Blower.
Putting
you know what? More items. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's just chuck him in that discard right now. Just retreats.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
starts Trashalanch.
Game 1 goes to Azul off of the back of Tapu Lele.
Tapu Lele putting in work. I mean, he was every time just an Energy Drive, get out of there.
There's a reason since it's come out, it's been like a 3 of in almost every deck.
Yeah.
And that is because, you know, it's probably the most consistent card. It has an argument against Zoroark now.
Right.
But
its numbers have dwindled since Zoroark came to play.
It has, but it's still... Like, you still play 3 of them or 2 of them in Zoroark. Like,
yeah, you still need them.
But the fact that you can also just have this super strong attacker for double colorless the same way as Zoroark, like, just Zoroark takes more cards to build around it.
Yeah.
Lele, you're like, well, I play double colorless. Alright, I'll play like 3 Lele, it's fine.
Yeah, and then you can just Energy Drive the things that build up energy, which, as we've seen, just today alone, Buzzwoles, it's Sudowoodo's trying to copy Energy Drive. Like, there's so many things available for you to just prey on that it seems silly not to, really.
Yeah, exactly, and it just forces your opponent to play a different game. He goes in like, oh, he's playing Drampa Garb. Well, I have an inherently good matchup against Drampa, so I should be okay as long as I play around Garb, but then my opponent starts attacking with a bunch of Tapu Leles. How am I going to try to combat that?
Yeah, I mean, you're just not ready for the Tapu Leles.
And one thing we actually didn't see in Game 1 from Albert was Rockruff. Lycanroc might make a difference. I'm not actually sure. It depends if Azul gets out Garbotoxin in time as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And with 2 Trubbish as Azul's start, he's probably in a better position to do it than other times, to be honest with you. I mean, Albert going first is going to be given the opportunity to get pretty much everything he wants. No Brooklet Hill this time. He has had to use his supporter for the turn in the Juniper. But I mean, a bench of 3 active with an energy on it, not bad at all at the current
And it looks
juncture.
like Max Elixir whiffs for the first time, and that puts what I believe is 3 or 4 items in the discard now. Remember, just 1 more, and Trashalanch takes a knockout on Buzzwole.
Right, I mean, the VS Seeker's in there, the Max Elixir's in there.
And then something hidden by the VS Seeker, I can't really see, but...
Yeah, snuck it in under there.
Alright, there is a pass. Azul gets that Tapu Lele for the Wonder Tag, getting the Bridget, eyeing down, and I think we might actually see the Oricorio play from Azul again.
There's no reason not to.
He's eyeing down the Oricorio. If he has the Parallel City, it's great because it limits Albert from actually benching another attacker that is Buzzwole or Landorus-like type, where it spreads damage.
Right.
You're really just left with attackers that take 2 energy. And if he has the Choice Fan as well, it's just a clean 2-hit knockout.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how much damage it did the first time around.
Floatstone on the Trubbish, set it up for Gobotarx the next turn, and he'd be sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Azul and his, I don't want to say team, but, you know, that group of players have been testing and working with this list for so long now. you've got to imagine that the consistency levels in it are tip-top. And with that in mind, you think, well, is he going to hit turn 2 Garbotoxin nearly every game? Yeah, you'd like to think so.
Yeah, and I actually believe Igor also was IDing this round to make it into day 2. I'm not sure on Jimmy Pendarvis, but they were all playing the deck.
Or a Choreo into the active and a pass.
Oh. He did not have the energy.
Falling a little bit short.
So this could be a good opening for Albert. Unfortunately, his Getsus does not hit. Is that a choice band in his hand?
It's a choice band, a Garbotoxin,
the choice
and a
band
Sycamore.
also gets shuffled in too.
Yeah, that is still an item. It's a tool, but it's also an item. Hello? Are we...
Someone run over there and tell him to shuffle in choice band?
Choice band needs to go in with the Getsus.
Can you... Alright.
Choice band is indeed an item. It didn't go in. The game has advanced. I think what we're going to do is try and see if we can just pause for a second there as quickly as possible. Azul's playing his turn, but that's definitely a mistake.
Yeah, this is unfortunate to see.
I mean, it's an item card. Getsus removes items, so but definitely a pause in play right now as we figure out the situation on this one. It kind of changes things, and with the speed of play and the speed of response, you know, we have to figure it out.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see, because choice band would be shuffled in, and it would change the plays that Azul would make, and also the cards he would draw off Sycamore as well.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's another card in there that affects the shuffle, so
yeah.
You know, we have to basically do that. We do have our table judge on hand to go over the situation, so hopefully resolved pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't like to see errors made. It is the end of the day. It is a win and in match, so a little bit of stress getting to these players, maybe forcing their decisions to be a little bit rushed. Gonna have to just take a moment, bear with us. We'll get this one resolved for you.
Yeah, judge just checking what has been played. And it's really unfortunate to see, especially like you said, this is the last round of day 1 Swiss, and you're really hoping you need this win to make it in.
Yep, but you've got to play by the rules to do that. That's the big thing right here. You've got to be able to make sure there's no mistakes in your play. Obviously it happens. There's no way to avoid it. It does happen. You kind of see the board state being assessed here. Don't know if there's a potential reversion going on, but there's certainly some discussion, we'll put it that way.
Let's see. I'm going to look at the live pairings, see if they've updated it with the people that have ID'd in this round.
Oh, wait.
They able to resolve it?
We're moving backwards. We're going back in time.
We have to go back.
Pretty much. It also, I mean, the Getsus affects so much.
Yeah.
On this one. Table judges making their rulings as we speak. Expecting some gameplay.
I think like 4 judges around them.
One's a video game judge. It's fine. See the discard kind of spread out there from Albert to basically, you know, reveal that.
I think they're also trying to decide, like, because he would have drawn an extra card.
Right.
And stuff like that.
I think we're back to the point of where the Getsis was.
Yeah, we are.
Yep. So
no damage yet.
No damage has been made. I don't know what this Maxilix is doing on the field. I think that was the failed.
I think that was the card he drew. Off of Getsis, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, we actually, looking at the live pairings, the first 3 tables are playing it out.
Ooh.
So that's Caleb Gedmire versus Reginald Abram at table 1, Alexander Hill versus Andrew Kennett, table 2, and Finnegan Lynch versus Raul Reddy at table 3.
Ooh, those are some good matches.
And
I mean, they're all playing just to keep that,
yeah,
keep those scores up for tomorrow.
Meanwhile, those IDing in to 20 points, Daniel Zhang versus Jimmy Zhang, Nicholas Gist versus Igor Costa, Joe Sanchez versus Parker Kumua, Joe Rudiger versus Carly Clements, Luke, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, so I'm not going to butcher it, but Luke G against Alex Szymanski, and then Christopher Szymanski pulling out the ID, being paired down against Mika Smith, IDing to 19 points.
Makes sense to me. I mean, 20 points gets you in, so, you know.
Yeah, he actually told me his opponent offered the ID.
Huh.
So he was just happy to accept it.
Yeah, I mean, if it can be done mutually, all is well. All is pretty much fine when it comes down to it. We've still got a pause on the game. Judge administering one of the finest rulings. Well, actually, one of the more important rulings of the day.
Yeah.
Because at the speed Azul played, he was in a really good position because of that choice band that should have gone in.
Well, I think he just had his turn planned out. His hand was Garbotoxin, Sycamore, Choice Band.
Right.
So he's like, okay, well, Choice Band the active, evolve into my Garbodor, Sycamore, hit the energy, hit the stadium, I'm perfect.
Right. Pretty simple stuff. But it's not so simple when you don't have your choice band.
Exactly. So it looks like they were able to rewind it. So it is now back to Albert's turn after he played the Getsis. So it looks like the Max Elixir was the extra card he would have drawn off of it. And gets punished by not getting any basic energy in those top 6.
Yeah, I mean, at least he had the opportunity to play it.
Yeah.
Given that chance.
And we actually see the Landorus, I think from Fates Collide? Where, I don't know its attack name, but it's one fighting for 20. Get basic energy from your discard and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Kind of the poor man's route to Carbink, the don't need to evolve. Yeah. Carbink.
Well, I mean, if you look through kind of what we've seen from Albert, there's been a lot going on in this one. Play has resumed. There was the Hammerhead from Oricorio, not Hammerhead, Jet Punch, onto Oricorio only doing 10, and onto the Garbotoxin.
And he actually did get the stadium and the choice band. The only thing different is it's a double colorless instead of a psychic energy.
Right, that is a difference that could prove valuable. I mean, he's not pulling out the Drampers right now, but we pretty much end up back where we were after that Sycamore, you know, pulling out all the stops. Just good to have clean and concise play in these games.
Yeah, and Oricorio, again, putting in work against Buzzwole GX. Not something I really thought about going in, but Revelation Dance. It's going to have me start dancing soon.
It's not going to be able to make its big play this time, though. No supernatural dance, just the Revelation variety.
Unless Albert, like, benches 4 execute, and then...
yeah, puts them all in.
There we see the retreat.
Had to be done.
Just to the Landorus, just saying pass.
Yep.
Does Azul have access to a Guzma this turn to take the knockout on Buzzwole?
Guzma would be great for him. We did see him not play too many cards. after that Sycamore last time. He's looking through the discard. I don't think he's going to be able to find 7 Pokemon in there for the Supernatural Dance play, so probably back to the Revelation.
Guzma's a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd rather just rely on the Guzma. He is charging up a Trashalanche, though, so making sure he's got the options for himself there as he goes for a Colress on this turn.
Yeah, Colress drawing 7. I know it's not up to your standards, but in a match where there's no Skyfield, it's pretty good.
You can still shoot for the double digits, though.
No, that's hard, because you're in a parallel city, your opponent.
I mean, I guess. No, I mean, I'll take... at that point, I want maximum. I want 9s. No more, no less.
You mean 8?
8, yeah. I was thinking Roadblock.
Yeah. Well, there is a Sudowoodo in play, but it's the watch and learn Sudowoodo.
Yeah, it's been interesting actually to see that, you know, both varieties getting play in these formats.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think we've really, like, it's hard to remember where 2 different Pokemon, or the same Pokemon in 2 different cards has been played since, like, Garbodor.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Garbotoxin and Trashalanche. But Garbotoxin's been around for so long, and it's just never... Even though it looks like a high kind of expense, you have to have a tool attached to make it useful, people still find a way.
One way I think, or one thing I think it's going to be interesting is when Floatstone actually does choose to rotate out of Standard, and how it affects Garbodor's feature in Standard at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key play, is it's, you know, throughout all of the formats, you Catcher and Lysander and Guzma now, it's still able to get out of there if you don't knock it out. So, you know, you rarely put another tool on it. So when that goes...
All right, it's Skateboard, Mystery Energy.
Let's go.
I don't think Mystery Energy is legal in Standard right now. All right, there is the Rescue Stretcher getting that Garbodor, shuffling it back in the deck. Really just kind of getting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure it's available for later. I don't think he really needs it for the Garbotoxin, though.
Oh, no, he already has it in play. I think he's just going to play a Sycamore this turn and discard his hand.
Yep. Not before getting some Floatstones down. There's the Sycamore.
Drawing 7 cards. He's really set up, though. Like, he doesn't need that much. He didn't have the Guzma, so didn't really go for that big knockout on Buzzwole.
I think he's just looking for a Guzma next turn, potentially.
Yeah, and he takes the knockout on this Rockruff, I believe. Or no, this is the Landorus active. Yeah.
Yep, this is the old Landorus, you said.
Yeah, the old Landorus. Well, it's a newer one than the Landorus EX. But... oh, it's from Furious Fist. Alright, I was wrong. I thought it was Fates Collide.
Yep, it's still not the most modern, though.
Shout of Power.
Oh, doesn't matter, it's gone now. It's, just as we pull it up, it's too late. It's gone.
It got its time to shine, and by shine I mean take a few hits from...
It's the Rockruff that's gone. My apologies.
Oh, okay. We're all good then. Rockruff is kind of important, though, so losing that on Albert's side of the field, it's really going to hamper what he's going to try to pull forward. Danger Stroke GX is just such a powerful GX attack.
Right.
And not having access to that, and really your only other hope is Absorption GX. But right now, the way it looks, charging up that Buzzwole with 120 on it, it's not really what you want to do.
Bit much.
And then another Ultra Ball being played down, and again, we have to think how many items are in Albert's discard.
That's so many items, and there's 2 Trashalanche Garbodor waiting on the bench. One of them already has energy.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, if he does make it through the Tapu Lele, then he's got to start dealing with Trashalanche. I think Albert's been pretty liberal with his use of the items in this one.
But again, he's kind of been forced to, where he hasn't had the optimal setup. He's been missing the max elixirs. He hasn't been able to get the right Pokemon out when he needs to, and there's just a Shadow Power for 40 damage, attaching a basic energy to the Sudowoodo. They're actually counting out the items for us. Is that 4? Yeah.
It's 4 right on the top there,
I actually think they're using a dice to count it too, but it's just off camera.
Disappointing. At least we get a good idea. I mean, 80 coming off Trash Lunch is. I mean, it's enough to knock out Landorus comfortably. Does fall one short on the Sudowoodo though, which could be big. You know, Sudowoodo with 90 that could be a bit of a problem. So
I think Sudowoodo has 120.
One of them has 90.
The other
one of them has 120.
I think it's 120 and 100. I'll bet you $1.
That one of them has 90?
No, that none of them have 90. I bet you $1 this Sudowoodo has 120.
I know one of them has 90.
No. I really don't think so.
I'll take it. Let's go. I'll have a bit of that action.
Yeah, so the bet is it doesn't have 100? Or it doesn't have 90?
Oh, there it is! Oh, there it is, Jeremy! Oh, watch and learn! You see that?
I was wrong.
I'd like to let people at home know, Jeremy, I want you to pay me after this game is done.
I give up. I give up. That is a weak Sudowoodo. What are you doing?
He's just trying to watch and learn. He's just trying to watch and learn, my dude.
I look so stupid.
Just like this Sudowoodo dancing in the middle of the Trevenants.
It's trying to be a Trevenant, man. Come on, don't knock it for trying to fit in.
It's doing, yeah, that's what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
Trying to do such a terrible job of it. We're back to Shout of Power Landorus, which to be fair, I don't think either of us were well versed in.
And yeah, Azul's just putting on a clinic of Guzmaing up a Pokemon, taking the knockout, and leaving just essentially the energy acceleration left for Albert.
What's he gonna do? Force him to energy accelerate onto the Buzzwole.
Yeah,
and then energy drive.
Yeah.
There's Garbodor, real Pokemon, 120 health. Oh! Guzma of Albert. Oh, Willy won't it? There it is.
Tapu Lele coming up to the active spot. Free retreat to the Landorus. It is doing 70 damage for the knockout.
He's so far behind in the prizes, though.
No, it's fine. At least he has a lot of Pokemon in play with no damage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, you're talking about Albert. I'm talking about Azul.
I mean, yeah, Azul's
totally
sitting
pretty
okay
right
with that.
now.
Yeah, he's totally okay with that play. Because the thing is, the Trasher Lunch is just going to be able to come up and knock out one, then the other. I mean, there's so many ways Azul can do this. He checks his discard, make sure the goodies are in there. He really doesn't need to play too much right now.
I can't believe Sudowoodo has 90 HP. Come on. What is that?
It's a weakling, that's what it is. That's what it's trying to learn. It's trying to take on these big attacks. That's why I think it's even more hype when like a Sudowoodo copies a big attack.
Like a GX attack?
Yeah, like an Absorption GX. So you got knocked out by a 90 hit point Pokemon. Got absolutely shredded by this tiny Pokemon.
Alright, there is the Guzma. So Azul actually field blowered his own Floatstone off the active Garbodor. Just so he could Wonder Tag Lele for Guzma, and then he's gonna Guzma bring up the Buzzwole and take a knockout, and essentially one knockout away from punching his ticket to day 2.
Yep, there's that Guzma. The punching actually comes from Albert's side, but...
Trash Lance could be a punch too.
No, it's like a... Yeah, it's an avalanche of literal garbage. As the French say, garbage, or as my people say, rubbish.
Trubbish?
Rubbish.
Oh, trubbish.
Put it in the bin. Yes, Jeremy, I am from a different land.
I think the real question is why you don't... Why do you call underwear pants? That sounds...
I don't make the rules on these.
You should.
I don't think there's an authority that I have to speak to about this. just to note, as we kind of wind down this game, Azul completely in the driving seat, and we discuss cultural differences over the Atlantic. The hand comes out as Albert realizes.
Yeah,
time is up.
This trash launch is pretty good attack.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much for Albert to deal with, and especially with your Buzzwole, your key attack